Look at a piece from the Netziv. So there's a famous Rashi that tells us about how Noach was an Ish Tzaddik. We're not going to go into this Rashi over here, which some say was, some say wasn't, whether his generation, other generations. Clearly he'd be a greater Tzaddik than any one of us. That's clear from the Meforshim, from the commentaries, that if he was a Tzaddik in the generation of Avraham, maybe he wouldn't be such a Tzaddik. Don't worry, that's still way above us when it comes to righteousness. So a lot of times people like to grapple with this and they say, maybe Noach wasn't such a great tzaddik. Listen, who are you to call him, who are you to define who the tzaddik actually is? We're talking about righteous people, and when it comes to top 20 world rankings, so we don't have anyone, we're not anyone that we can actually judge in this area. So I'll share with you the words of the Netziv. The Netziv says, Eila told us Noach, these are the generations of Noach. Tamim halichos yimei chayev, this is what his life is about. Tamim haya b'dorosav, he was tamim. He was whole. Yaakov is known as the Nish Tam. He's considered whole at that point as well. Tzaddik mashmusahu ben adam l'shamayim v'rashu l'hefach. So what it sounds like is that a tzaddik means someone who is between man and God, and a rasha is the opposite. About tzaddik tamim mashmo tzaddik gam ben adam l'chavero. So there's a concept, says the Netziv, that there's a concept of a tzaddik. A tzaddik means a righteous person between he and God, but maybe not great between people. But a tzaddik tamim is someone who is both righteous between man and God, and righteous between man and man. The Torah is telling us that Noach was super righteous, both between man and God, and man and man. That all of his righteousness, basically considered it was more righteous than anyone from previous generations. Kigam hayat tov im anshe dorosa. He was also good with the people of the generation. So understand this, that Noach is considered a righteous person in his time. As to Elokim is halach Noach walked with God. What does it mean? Lo shayat tov hamezek b'tova. No, it wasn't just simply this was his natural tendency to be a good person. Even though he's worthy of getting reward in this world, but he's that would only protect him. If a person had a nice temperament in this world, it's a key line over here. If a person was a nice person in this world and his temperament was such that he was a nice person, that only helps you b'derech hateva, in nature in this world. Aval lo b'makom sakana v'nafesh ritcha. That won't help you in a place of extreme danger. Your nice personality is not going to give you a divine salvation or divine protection just because of the fact that you're a nice person. Kamo b'shas hamabel, during the time of the Mabel. Aval Noach hayatov lebrios b'hiskabros al tivo barak l'shem Hashem. The reason why Noach was saved was because of the fact that he was tov lebrios, he was nice to other people, b'hisgabros al tivo, going against his nature, and that was for the sake of God's name, l'shem shamayim. The reason why Noach was saved was not because he was a nice guy, and not simply because of the fact that he did God's will, but because he broke his natural tendency of being not such a great person, in order to be a great person for the sake of Hashem. He understood that this was God's will, that you must treat other people nicely and fairly. It's for this reason he was saved with the divine providence. Even in a state of divine wrath, Noach was worthy to be saved. So it gives us a little bit of insight over here. He tells us a person can be a great person, but being a great person is maybe your natural tendency. That doesn't give you any extra divine protection. When you work on your character and you treat other people properly, because you've worked on your character for the sake of God, that is where you have actual divine protection from. So therefore he told us these two major points. One major point was that he was considered a tzaddik between man and God and man and man. That was a tzaddik tamim. And the second thing is that naturally, just because you're a good-hearted person doesn't mean you get extra sense of divine protection. Divine protection comes when you work on your character, when you change yourself, and you do that for the sake of God. That's why Noach was saved. These two very important points that teach us about why a person needs to work on their tendencies.